Okay.
Yeah, it tells me. Yeah, it says it's recording. Fine. Okay. So yeah. So I'm gonna do a quick demo run through of learning by questions. Like I say, if you've got any questions you want to interrupt, then do so. We'll try and answer them. I'm going to show you what the resource is and how you can use it in your classrooms. So if I go to share my screen, let's see if we can do this. So here we go. So this is learning by questions. What is it? It's an online teaching and learning resource. It's an app. And it has banks of question sets in maths and English and science, primary science, and also physics, chemistry and biology for the secondary curriculum. And pupils access it by tablet or laptop or computer. They can do it through an app on a tablet or through a web browser like this, through the web page on a computer. So I'll talk you through as a teacher. And I know Grimsby Maths and English Department do have licenses and have, as far as I know, been using it quite effectively. So this is, here we go, we'll close that. So this is it. This is you into learning by questions. This is the teacher side of the resource. And this gives you the facility to search for question sets. I don't know who, was it Lynn? I'm really sorry, I've just got the initials LW. Your mic might be open. I think you might be better closing your mic.
Sorry, I was muted.
That's all right. Just before you, yeah, that's perfect. Cheers. Right. Okay. So this is the resource. This is the teacher side of the page, and as you can see, you can access question sets from the primary curriculum or the secondary curriculum, and all our questions are aligned to the English National Curriculum, and all points are met. So all those points on the curriculum are met by one or two of our question sets. So this is the first front page. This is where you log in. This has a calendar. You have the facility to plan all the question sets, to put them in a calendar, so that when you open up your computer in the morning, you can go straight in and start running them. Here is a section with all your results. You can refine this by, oh, that's interesting, by the year groups. So you can find the different results for the different year groups, and you can do it by subject as well, as you can see. Right, let's go straight in. So English, maths rather, we'll start with maths. So you click on the math subject, and then you have topic here, all the different topics. You go down. At the bottom, sometimes people don't quite see them. There are some assessment question sets and also White Rose block review. So if you use White Rose Maths in your teaching, there are all the block reviews, question sets that line up with all the White Rose Maths block reviews at the end as well. And they go, I wonder if I can move that. Can I? Yeah, I can. Go all the way through into secondary as well. We've got year 7 and year 8 in there too. So what you need to do, what these do is find a question set. So for example, I'll click on fractions. I'll say add mixed number fraction with related denominators. And this gives me some information about this question set. This tells me the learning objective for the question set. So I can add mixed number fractions with the same denominator and not denominators that are multiples of the same number. So this very clearly tells you if this is the right question set for the teaching point you have on your scheme of work. And then there's some more notes with the prerequisites of what your pupils will need to know to be able to successfully complete it, and some of the misconceptions they might come with, and some of the terminology that's used, the language that's used within the question set. So I'm thinking from reading this, yeah, I'm happy with this. It's aimed at year 5. Where they're classified by years as per where they hit the national curriculum level. It's not prescriptive in the sense that you can only do year 5 with year 5 or year 6 with year 6. It's just a way of finding the right topic at the right level, giving you some idea of what level it's at, but you know which is the right question set to use with your own class. And then over here is the actual question set itself. And as you can see, you can scroll through and have a look at the different questions. The information that's held in this part of the page here tells me that this is the name of the question set. There's 4 levels and 30 questions in all. 4 levels means that it's a maths mastery question set. There's 4 separate levels. The first level is understanding, and there are 10 questions within that first level. Second level is fluency, and there are another 10 questions within that section there. Third level is reasoning. So there are 5 questions in that question set, and in the reasoning section we have what open-ended questions, the explain questions, the questions where your pupils get to show their thinking and whether they really grabbed hold of the topic, understand the topic. And then the last section, level 4, there are 5 questions, and that's problem solving with greater depth. Those are more intricate questions, 1, 2, 3-step word problems. The scaffolding that comes with the diagrams has been pretty much taken away. So these are ones that really test whether they've grasped the concept. So I'm going back up to the top. There's another section here, progress, 7 out of 10. What that means is that in this level, there are 10 questions, and your pupils will progress to the next level after they've answered 7 correct. The idea being that they don't have to answer all 10, otherwise they don't get trapped in that level. Once they've answered 7 correct and they've shown some competency and understanding, they can go on to the next level. You do have the facility to change this. You can adapt the question sets, but when they come to you, they are normally set at a 70% success rate to be able to go through to the next level. It says navigation, that means is yes. That means the pupils work through the questions one after the other consecutively, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of the question sets are randomised, not the mastery ones, but the practice ones and the times tables. And that means that when pupils are sat next to each other accessing the questions, they're all getting different questions, so it's more like a test. So you can do 3 things. You can plan from here. So if I click plan, I can stick it into my calendar. So I might want to teach that tomorrow. I've put it, there you are, it's in my calendar tomorrow. So when I open the computer in the morning, it will be ready to, I'll just click start and we'll be away. I can put it in as many days and as many places as I would like to. You can have as many question sets planned for one day as you like as well. So you could maybe get 4 or 5 together. You might not need all 4 or 5, but you might be ready in case you do. You can teach, and that's when you're in the classroom, you can use it as your teaching resource at the front of class on your interactive whiteboard. And that just works through the questions. You can annotate, so you can stand at the front, you can teach, you can explain what is 1 1/3 plus 1/3. Well, we have to add this and this because, and so forth. My math teaching's a bit shoddy, but so you can use it as a teaching resource, or you can start it. And this is the individual learning that happens with your pupils. So to start, what happens is you get the option to set a clock, and that means the question set will stop at the point at which that clock is set to. So you can have it running till the end of the day. You can have it running after school if you want them to do it in an after school club, or on their own time in the library, maybe on a device. It's up to you when you run it to. You can only run it within the 1 24-hour period though. So I'm happy with that. I will assign my class. So on this, it's demo. This is like a filing system for your classes, for your question sets. I'm going with demo. I'm going to click start. And I now got a 3-digit code, and that 3-digit code is HCI. And this is how your pupils will access the question set. We have endeavoured to get rid of all suspect 3-letter words. And as far as we know, there are none left in there, so there's going to be no hilarious surprises for you. So this is what you as the teacher will see now. You've started that task, and this will be hold the information of what your pupils are doing in it. I'm just going to show you now on a new page. I just need to log out. Sorry, I'm logged in there. Come on, internet. There we go. Log out, log in. So your pupils will connect as a pupil. So click connect. They'll put in that code, which was HCI, and then they'll put their name in. And as you can see, they're doing all the admin. You don't have to set your classes up. They do them in real time when they're entered into it. And here we are. They're straight into the question set. So that's that question set that I chose. I'm going to put the answer in. And here's the next part that your students get. So my answer is wrong, it's incorrect. And what every question has is feedback that goes with it. So if pupils answer it wrong, they get another go and they've got some feedback to help them. So it says partition 1 and 1/3 into a whole number and a fraction. Add a third to the fraction part from step 1, and add the whole. The feedback's designed to allow them to answer it. So we're going to try again, and this time we're going to go with 1 and 2/3. I got it right. And we go to next. Meanwhile, back in the teacher view, this is what's happening with the teacher view. So this is my results matrix that I have here. There's my pupil. The green shows me that I'm connected. If that goes red, it shows you that your pupils are disconnected. So if you've got quite a large class, you can see who's on and who's wandered off onto something else on Google. And then this is the answers to the questions. Amber shows that I got it right eventually. Let me just expand that a bit. Got it right eventually, but it took me 2 attempts to do it. And as you can see, Helen's just joined that class, and she's probably going to start answering the questions. And there you are. Helen's got that first question wrong. Red means they've got it wrong. They can have another go at the questions at all times, or they can move on. The thing being that they must answer at least 7 right in that first level, because the progress is set at 7, to be able to move up to the next level. So if they get 6, if they get only 6 right, they won't move up until they get all 7 right. So you may have to intervene, you may have to teach, you may have to talk through with it. If you want to, and I'll leave this running, if you on that code HCI on another screen or another device, you can have a look at the questions and you can see how it would work through. There's a few features I'll show you here now. One of the features we have is this. This is the pause button. So you can pause your pupils. I'll show you what it looks like for the pupil. So you stop them now. They've got to stop and they've got to look at you, and you get to interact with them now. What you might have noticed is you might want to tell them something, or you might want to do some extra teaching to support the learning that's going on. You may think that I've paused them because question 3, they're having a bit of difficulty with. So I'm going to look at that question. I'm going to bring it up on my board. So I've paused them all. You're all looking at me. And now we're going to talk through this question because people are having trouble with it. What's the total of 1 3/4 plus 3/4? I can do my annotation again. I need to add this and this. And what would that equal? You can put a text question in if you wanted to. What does... Oh no, just okay. So you can put that up. I'll make it a little bit bigger. There's all sorts of little things you can do to move it around. What does? And once you've annotated it and taught and explained how you want them to do, you can send this as well again out to your pupils by clicking that little green arrow, and I'll show you what it looks like for the pupil. They now have that question with the annotations, and they get another chance to answer that question. So for example, if out of my class of 20, 15 kids have got it wrong, I would know that there's a gap in knowledge there. There's a problem there. They've not been taught in the first place, or they've forgotten, or whatever, and I can address that straight away. That's that instant feedback and that instant formative assessment. So you're working out what's going on in your class. And the thing we really like about LbQ for the new term is that it's really quick and easy to see the gaps in learning. You can see what your pupils know and what your pupils don't know quite quickly. And I can see here that, expand that out. Helen's got it wrong, still got it wrong. So Helen and I are going to have to spend some one-on-one time just to make sure that we can get this right. So, pause is off. That single question has gone. They're back now just working through their questions in their own time. Okay, the other information that's held on here is this dashboard. So this is more analysis of what's happening in the system. I suppose I didn't say the system marks all the questions automatically, so the marking's all done for you. So as they in real time as they go along, the marking's done. And we found, the teachers have found, as you can see, it's remote. We're all in separate locations. So when that remote learning was going on, and if you're in the situation where you have some pupils at home and some pupils in class, they can all be doing the same lessons and you can get the same feedback and sort of be able to have an overview that keeps control of that. So in this dashboard, again, it's the same kind of information. This tells me what the most challenging question is. So this, the first top of this list will be the question that's caused the most trouble in the class. So again, you can very easily see what you need to reteach or what you need to teach in your next lesson based on what happened in the class today. This little one down here is great. This tells me time since last response. So it's 4 minutes since I last answered a question. So again, if you've got someone just sitting quietly doing nothing, you can find out straight away where they are. It gives you the power to know who they are. And this is a pie chart, just a colour representation of how well it's going, who's got how many are right first time, right eventually, or not right at all. Okay, let's go back a little bit to, oh, actually, we'll go with English now. Oh, no. Oh, I'm on the, oh, dropped out. I must apologise. My Wi-Fi is not as good as it could be today, to be fair. Right. So this is back to my LbQ. So I've got one task running, which is that math task. You can have up to 3 tasks running at any time. They can be any questions. They don't have to all be the same. But if you're all teaching maths, you can put another question set up from there, from that top bar where the resources were, or you can add one from down on your results section here. As you can see, I've got 2 classes running here. I'm in the demo. When you first logged on and you chose which class to use before you set the question set up, this is where this list is here. So if you have different classes, you can have the results and the tasks for your different classes before you. If I just want, this is what, year 6 S1, that's their set of results. This is demo set of results. So there is a filing system within it which separates all the different results. Okay, I am running this task here. So I'm running task 1, fractions. I'm running this one, and I'm thinking actually they're doing really well on that. I'm going to throw this one out as well. And again, you can do the similar thing. You can preview it. You can see if it's the right one. If it is, you just want to start. You just click start and it's there, it's running. It's on the same code. So as a pupil, you could say to your pupils, actually, you've nearly finished that question set. I need you to go back out to the front menu and I've put another question set up there. You want to do that one for me, please? And it's simple as that. It's as simple as that. We've now moved quickly into the next question set. And as you can see here on your results view, I'm sorry if this is a bit quick, but it's quite, this is the results view. So this is task 1. It's got a little blue line there. I don't know if you can see that. That correlates with that one there. So I can see that Helen is in task 1. I'll click on task 2 and I'm in task 2. Gillian's doing task 2. So you can have both sets of results running at the same time. So you can have up to 3 question sets running at the same time and still be on top of what all your different pupils are doing in all their different question sets. I'm going to, so I can see I've got 2 fractions running there and I'm quite happy with that. They're running side by side. I'll just explain what these icons mean. These icons show you on your results page which question sets you've already run in that topic and what the results were. These are just at a glance, so they're an overview, so you can see straight away. There's a little explanation here, key of what the graphics sort of represent. But as you can see, this one, this is Green's pretty large group, answered pretty much all of the questions and did quite well, got them all quite right. I don't know if you can see there's an amber one there, so it was a very small group there, didn't really complete many questions and didn't actually get any of them right at all. The X just represents a question set that was started, but you didn't actually run in the end, or no answers were made in it, and you can quite easily get rid of that X. They annoy me, they litter the page. But I'll show you what a full set of results look like here. This is a class that was run previously, and as you can see, all the results are always kept. The system automatically keeps them. You don't have to ask it to do so. They're always there, and they're always there for you to look at. So you can have classes going back years if you so wish, or you can just have 1 year's set of data and you can always have access to it and always go back. Okay, so this is a class that was run on this question set. Recognize the place value of each digit. So the date it was run, the class it was run with, and the question set. And these are all the answers. These are the pupils, the names of the pupils. It's always anonymized in case you bring it up on your board and you don't want people to know. You know, some teachers have it running live on their main board so they can see what's happening in the class and they can move around to pupils that they see need help, or they can pinpoint who's doing well and who's not, maybe needs a bit more support. Others have it on maybe on an iPad or a tablet and do it that way. So they look at the results matrix as they're coming in and then move around the class and talk to pupils. But all these results will stay here now. So the green is answered correct straight away. The amber is answered eventually. Let's see if I can expand that again. There you go. So you can see that 7 attempts. Who was that? Angelica took 7 attempts to answer question 11. And if you want to, you can delve deeper into that. You can have a look at all of Angelica's answers to all of the questions. Or you can look at the actual question set itself. So question 11 caused quite a bit of trouble there. So let's have a look at the responses. These are the different responses. 208, that's what the correct answer was. So where are people going wrong? You know, all that time you would have spent doing the marking, you can now spend sort of analysing what's happened in the lesson, in the question set. So you freed up that time for analysis and for planning where your teaching needs to be aimed at and which pupils are doing well and which need a bit more support. The other thing that's on here is these question 23, the blue question squares. That is one of those reasoning open-ended questions and explain yourself question. And they're the only ones that the system doesn't mark automatically because they're open-ended. They could answer anything in there. But these are a nice way of seeing inside the head of your pupils, and also they're quite a nice teaching aid because you can pull them up onto your main screen here. So the question is, Alex says that the number 777 has the same value as 3 sevens. Is Alex correct? And you can work through the answers with the class and say, well, yes, Alex is right because there are 3 sevens. Well, is he? Is that right? And you can have all those interesting conversations around maths. And you can also be really picky and say, is that the right way to spell right? And, you know, bring literacy in, do whatever you want. But you can work through them that way. That's quite a nice, well, that's not an explanation now, is it? That kind of thing. That's a nice feature. The slightly annoying thing you need to just bear in mind sometimes you click, you won't go back because it opens those historical results in their own separate page. So you're not actually back on your live page. You need to close it down and go back onto your live page. Okay, so any questions at this point? If anybody wanted to mention any, no? Nope, that's fantastic. Right, okay. So as I say, English, maths and science. I know the English and the maths, we've got secondary and primary. I've just shown you the primary because it's easier maths to do. But we have all, if I take all up to GCSE, so these are the different question sets within all here. So what you'd have to what you'd need to do is just, and if you just, without an account, you can still access all the question sets to have a look at them to see if they're suitable for what you want to use. The only thing you can't do is run them with your pupils. You can sign up for a free 60-day trial account, and that gives you then the chance to run these sessions with your pupils for free. You can run an hour lesson each day for free, and before you decide if your school's going to commit. Here's some of the year 10 and 11, the GCSE stuff. This is now we're getting into the trickier stuff. Does anybody want to? And again, that's one level, 30 questions. It's a practice set. So that is, yeah, randomized. So let me see if I can, I think one of these is a practice session. I'll just, I one of them was a practice. I'll just show you what the results matrix looks like for the practice session. There we go. Sometimes it's a bit, and that's what it looked like. So the pupils have just accessed the questions in a random order. So that's why it looks like that. It can throw people sometimes when they see that. And the other one, I don't think I highlighted, but you probably picked up on, is the fact that, there you go, you can see here, this is why there's gaps here, this progress after getting 7 right on this level 1 and level 2, that's where those gaps have arisen from. That can throw people sometimes when they see it. So yes, we can look at some of the English content as well. We've got the reads, the short reads as we call them, but there's some Shakespeare and regular text, Sherlock Holmes. There's some original text that some of our writers have written as well. There you are. And these are let's just say they are the same. So there's normally at least 3 question sets to the same piece of text, and each question sets are asking for slightly different styles of questions, like the vocabulary used within it, or the retrieval of information, or inference is what it's you get from it. And these are normally 1 level, and the last 2 questions on the short reads are always extended writing pieces, where your pupils get a chance to do a piece of writing either in their textbook or on a Word document. And we've got lots of poetry in there, non-fiction, different types of styles of writing, letters, journals. We've got some spelling, some punctuation as well. But don't forget, you've got access to all the, I mean, I know in FE sometimes you've got resets, and you can get access then to the year 6 stuff as well. There's normally SATs papers, yeah, practice SATs papers as well on there for the English and for the maths. Okay, that's a quick half hour. There are some other things I can show you now, but if there's any questions, anybody had anything specific they wanted to know, maybe you've been using it at the college and you weren't sure about something. I'm not sure, I can't hear you. I'm presuming you're all still there.
I'm still here, Gillian.
That's all right, that's great, that's fine.
Hi, Gillian. Can I just ask, the code, you know, the code for the learner when they log in, where do they get that from?
Where do they get it? You have to give it them. So you have to give it them, either they're with you physically in class, or you give it to them in however you do it. Whether you got a VLR platform on your system, or you text it them, or Teams, you put it in Teams.
Okay, I'm assuming when I'm logged on, I receive this code, do I?
What you do, that code comes to you when you start a lesson. So
right.
if I log out of here, so I've just logged out, I'm going to log back in.
Yeah.
And because what I'll do is I've cleared. Oh no, hang on. I need to clear that code. Let me stop these tasks. There you go. If I stop those tasks, that code is gone, and that code is generated as soon as I start a new task. So I'm just going to pick that one.
Okay.
I'm with that, and there you are. There's the code.
Perfect. Great stuff.
Yeah, and that's all you need to give your pupils. And like I say, they can all access it from wherever they are. Now they can access it on a mobile phone, but it's not very easy to do. As in, they'll log on, but the graphics aren't really sorted for a mobile phone. It's just too small a screen to be able to cope with it all.
Okay, that's lovely. You've answered my question. Thank you.
Marvelous, no problem. So yeah, like I say, you get access to both primary and secondary. It's up to you, you know, where you use them, and you can refine your search by just getting rid of some of the years. So if you just want to look for year 6 and 7 questions, that's all it's going to show you now. And these numbers down here, this like 8 out of 219, that means I've ran 8 out of the potential 219 question sets for year 5 maths. So year 10, we've got 200 question sets, and year 11, 210. That just gives you an idea of how many question sets there are for each year. And that helps you, like, if you come to the end of the term, or you need to know how many more you've got to run through. I'm trying to think what else there is. There's some admin tools here that you get access to as well if you're on usage. So I don't know if you're a head of department or you have teachers working for you. You can see, you know, which question sets are being used most often into your school, and how many times it's being used. Heads of department like to have this information sometimes, see which teachers are using it. You can, this is your calendar, so you can start straight from the calendar. So I put these in, so I could just click start there, and it's just instantly up on the menu, task menu up there. Like I say, you can add up to 3 at the moment. I'm hoping there's a potential for it to be more than that, but at the moment I think 3 is probably enough. It's hard enough to juggle, you know, you can't possibly juggle more, potentially juggle more than that. Oh, I know I was going to show you. I'm sorry, there's another facility you can do is you can adapt a question set. We talked about that before, and you can do that from here on these 3 dots. You can print the question sets out. You can print them out as a worksheet if you so needed, if students don't have access to the internet, and you can adapt them. If you click on adapt there, and this is where you get to sort of make it slightly more bespoke to your class. You can get rid of a level altogether, so you might decide that your class don't need to do the understanding section, or you might decide that within your class there's sort of maybe 2-3 groups, and one set of pupils need to do the understanding and the fluency, but you might have quite a high achieving small group that could do it from the reasoning and the problem solving. They've got the concepts already, so you can adapt a question set so that they don't have to do the understanding and the fluency question sets. They just walk straight into doing the reasoning. You can also get rid of questions, so you can click off a question. You can remove some questions if you wanted to. You can move the position of questions if you thought that was wrong. I mean, some people never adapt a question set. They're quite happy with them how they are, but other people like to make them slightly more bespoke to them. Or click continue. I'm just going to change the name of this to green group, because that's who I want this for. And at this point, this is where you get to change the progress. So there's now, I've taken a couple of questions at this level, it's only 7. And at the moment it's saying progress to the next level after getting 4 right. I'm just going to pop that up to 5. I'm going to leave it as navigated because it is a mastery question set, but if I wanted to, I could make it random, and so the questions will come at the pupils randomly. I can do the same for each level. I'm going to leave that one. Just take 1 down, give them a chance, and then I'm going to save it. I could start it straight away now. It would run, or I can save it. I'm just going to show you save it, and that's now in my adaptations there on that question set. And as you can see, it's shown as green group, and that's the one that's up here. So I can just start that. That's the adapted question set, and it's running now. So you can do it in the moment in the classroom, or you can do it in your planning. I think that's everything. That's, you know, showing you how to walk through and how to use it in your class. It's quite simple to use. The question sets are really good. They've all got really nice illustrations, high quality illustrations. The illustrations that are scaffolded, and the first level ones have a lot of information on, and then as you go up a level, it's taken away a bit more information. So the idea is they're becoming more and more independent in their learning as they work through it. I can't show. I mean, I can't show you all the recent. I mean, there's hundreds of them, but we can show you some. Let's see. There's 5 levels, 28 questions in this one, so you can see the type of set of questions it are, whether it builds on previous learning. You can preview it as well. I'll show you. So you could have a look here in how your pupils would look at it. It's very user-friendly, I must say, and it only take a couple of sessions using it for you to get quite comfortable with it. And I think, yes, that's probably, for the moment, that's an introduction to LbQ and the potential of it and how you could use it in class. But any questions? Anyone? So is anyone using it already in their classrooms? Perhaps.
I'm not, but I'm going to be hoping to.
Good. We've got on the website, on the Learning by Questions website, there is lots of help information. If you scroll down to the bottom of the website, there's a help section, and we've got some short YouTube videos that just recreate what I've just done here, walk you through how to start question sets, how to adapt question sets, and how to access the information on the results matrix. So it should be quite simple.